Well, hey, everybody, it's Barry Kleiman back in the next session, session 3 of our training camp. It's a quote at the top by Helen Keller, a very profound quote. Again, I do my level best. I encourage you to stand on the shoulders of giants. This is not me trying to spew philosophies at you. It's me trying to learn from people who've come before me who I have a lot of respect for. Helen Keller's quote is perfect. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. You're wasting an opportunity. Um, in the last session, we talked about taking action on responsibilities that you have to yourself and honoring your uniqueness. Many quotes before, there'll never be another you. Um, Dr. Egger quote about you're the only one of your kind, and whatever it was. So that's your uniqueness. Uh, Toni Morrison told us that freeing yourself was one thing and claiming ownership of that freed self was another. This is what this is all about. Again, I'm keep urging you, plotting you, begging you to build an infrastructure for yourself in your book, in your journal. I promise you it will come in handy moving forward. And otherwise, again, more of the same is going to get you more of the same. So anyway, this next segment is about having vision for yourself and how that happens. A bunch of years ago, I was walking around the Stanford University bookstore down in Palo Alto. This is way back, like 1980 something. I think, what does it say, or 1989, waiting for a lunch appointment to happen. And I saw this book on the table. The title just grabbed me by the throat, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And to me, it's one of the best self-help books ever written. Um, like I say all the time, the only thing I don't like about it is I didn't write it. And I really think the world would be a better place if we all read and lived our life by the 7 habits of highly effective people. None of this is going to happen because you want it to. You have to will yourself, of course, to make all this happen. But the leadership lessons in this book, personal leadership, of course. Sorry, everybody. The personal leadership lessons in this book are astounding. One of the things that Dr. Covey talks about is things are created twice. First in our minds, and then in actuality. He says, think about an architect. Before anything gets drawn, any nails are hammered, any wood is cut, et cetera, et cetera. He has a vision of what he wants it to be, where every screw goes, and so forth. If we go back to Dr. King, you don't have to see the whole staircase, but you do have to have a vision for what you want to happen. And of course, you tweak it along the way. So that's a building, and this is your life for you, by you. What do you want to happen? Have a vision for yourself, and then of course incrementally, step by step, start to make it happen. You'll run into snags. We talk about obstacles, but it starts with your vision. If you don't do it, you won't do it. But if you're really committed to yourself, right, and winning the fifth quarter, the behaviors that got you where you are to this day are not going to make you do better moving forward. They won't. Those are the behaviors that got you here today. What this is all about is having new tools. I'm not here to tell you what your vision should be. Once again, I'm not here to tell you what to write in some of these boxes. This is on you. And as I keep saying, think tiny. Remember, you set the rules. You can change your mind at any time you like, but you got to start. You got to start. So you'll see some space on the screen. Draw it in your binder, your journal if you want, and say, by a certain period of time, I see myself doing, being, living something. What change do you want to make? What's the first change that's top of mind? By a certain period of time, I want to finish this program. I want to write a book. I want to have a job in a certain industry. I want to live in a certain place. Again, what's the vision you have for yourself? And I wouldn't even worry, frankly, about 5 years. I'd worry about now. like Oprah said in the last quote from the last chapter. My philosophy is that you're not only responsible for your life, but doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. So this is about this moment. What action could you take to move the needle for what you want to happen? And what, of course, would be what we call the NBA, the next best action. Um, for what it's worth, my vision when I set up the fifth quarter project and this winning the fifth quarter program was to build an interactive program for the fifth quarter project and write a book to support it. Um, the content will be based on experiences that I've had during my career, kickoffs, rebounds, and audibles, and use as many giants and celebrities and their own tutelage to help me get it done. I knew that I needed help to do it. And that's why I set out the shoulders of giants. That was my vision for this particular program. Now, again, this is for you, by you. You've got to participate in your own success, right? I don't care what you want to be when you grow up. I tell the same thing to my kids. I don't care what you want to do next. I'm rooting for you. I'm sitting here, putting in my time to try to help you. But ultimately, it's up to you. What needs to happen for what you say you want to happen to happen? What needs to happen? Write down a few things. The analogies are many. And what needs to happen first to make that happen? I think the simple example that I've given here in these pages is if what I want to happen is get a job with a professional sports team, then what needs to happen for that to happen is make sure every team knows about me and my interests. That's first. And then what needs to happen to make that happen is make a list of every single sports team. I taught in a seminar a long time ago. A gentleman said he wanted to work in pro sports. I said to him, okay, have you? Well, he said, I wrote to the Oakland A's and the Warriors. This is back a bunch of years ago and never heard back from them. I said, okay, well, there's other teams. There's baseball, there's Giants, there's the Giants and Sacramento at the time. He said, well, no, I only want to live in the Bay Area. I said, well, okay, that's fine too, but then you got to make a decision. Do you want to live in the Bay Area more than you want to work in pro sports? He ultimately said, I want to live in the Bay Area, which meant that his top priority was really staying here and getting a job. Now, he's now coach of a high school football team, and I think that's great, but he wasn't clear right then. We went through this sort of exercise of writing it down. You've got to get clear in your mind what you want to happen and why, and then the next steps. You have to have a vision, and then what steps do you need to take to execute on the vision? So I keep saying, think tiny. There's the Stonecutter's Creed that's right in front of you when nothing else seems to help. I go and look at the stonecutter hammering away at his rock. Perhaps it's 100 times without as much as a crack showing. Yet, 100th and first blow splits the rock in two. I know it wasn't that one, but all that had gone in it before. You've heard all this, right? I'm trying to give you some methodology to use for yourself. I'm trying to make you accountable to yourself to get it done. I'm rooting for you. Again, this has nothing to do with me at all. And the last quote here, of course, is by Usher. Success is about dedication. You may not be where you want to be or what you want to do when you're on the journey, but you've got to be willing to have a vision and foresight that leads you to an incredible end. That's what this segment is about. For you, by you, what you want to happen. This segment is about your vision. Take me up on it and start to think about it and the steps that you need to take to see the vision in writing, and then next steps to start to make it happen. That's what I've got for you today, everybody. I hope we're hitting home. And one more time, when you have this vision, when you have the steps, this is going to be the key for you. Okay? I'm going to be relentless with reminding you. Stay safe, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. And I really, once again, hope this helps. Be well, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.